Hello everyone, in the next video from Flashpoint campaign Southern Storm, and we are back to quietly close the Donau scenario. Last time we deployed our units, awaiting the mighty engagement with Russia. No, are we fighting the Czechoslovakian forces? Who is our enemy, by the way? Uh, let's find out. I completely forgot who is fighting against us. I guess Czechoslovakians, but I might be wrong. Motorized Rifle Division. The Czechoslovakian forces. Okay, that's all clear now. And since our units are deployed, now we should focus on SOPs. So maybe let's start with HQs. Why not? So, set SOP, we will select the default one and we will modify if needed. Hide and screen. Relocate while spotted. Large standoff range. Don't fire until fired upon. Large initiative. Avoid losses. Oh, okay, yeah. It will apply only to single HQ. And that's third company HQ. Okay, let's add it. Preferred standoff range 8 hexes. That's not gonna work because that HQ has to stay around Bogan for as long as possible. So we will decrease its, of course, default. We will decrease its standoff range to 4 hexes, which is 2 kilometers. That should be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that would be fine. So 4 hexes of standoff range. Fire discipline, hold on until fired on. Relocate when while enemy spotted. Mm, maybe maybe after receiving any fire, I will change it slightly. And rest looks good. Carriers when empty. This time we will try to support passengers. Since they are equipped with ATGMs Milan, I don't mind if they decide to use them. So okay, now let's apply to this and later unit orders. Good. The hold order should be updated. Indeed, it is updated. Okay, great. Now let's select our main HQ, which is HQ for Panzer Grenadier Battalion 111. So let's set SOP. Let's select also the one for HQ. We'll proceed. Now we can slightly edit it. Preferred standoff range 8 hexes. This is around 4 kilometers. You can decrease it to 6 hexes. Actually, this is a battalion HQ. We'll send them to Schambach. 6 hexes. Well, okay, let's keep those 8 hexes. And again, I forgot that it was supposed to be default SOP. Fire discipline, hold until fired on. Relocate when while enemy spotted. Yeah, why not? Or actually after receiving kind fire maybe, just to avoid enemy artillery fire. What else? Movement preference, we will select also roads, so we can speed up its movement while going to Schambach. And, well, carriers when empty. Yeah, we'll hide nearby, no need to support passengers in that case. That's the HQ. They are supposed to command, not to fight. Mm, of course, we will apply to this and later unit orders. Okay, good. And now let's close it and we will try to draw a movement for them. So we will move here. Well, the road to Schambach is quite simple. We will stay we'll stay here for now. Let's commit. And here we will use covered standoff 8 plus hexes from enemy. Yeah, we will screen. Mm-hmm. Looks good. How much time that's gonna take you? That's a hasty move, so only 23 minutes. Beautiful. Okay, and now we have still HQ for our Panther. No clue what's that? What does it mean? JG KP. No clue. Anyway, we have that HQ and we have also HQ for second company. Okay, and also our tank HQ. Let's have to remember about that. So we have the HQ for our anti-tank assets, and also that's the HQ also for our flag air defense section. Okay, so let's select that HQ. Same story, we'll use the default one, hide and screen, and we will edit it. And we will edit it because its standoff range is quite too big for their placement. Could I set you up here without any penalty for my... Well, I could. There is a small penalty for the mm, third platoon, anti-tank platoon, but it shouldn't hurt us badly. So okay, yeah, I will move them backwards. Why not? We'll do the same for our mm, tank HQ. Okay, that looks pretty solid now. Okay, so let's go back to SOP for that anti-tank company HQ. Preferred standoff range. We will decrease it down to 6 hexes, which is 3 kilometers. That should be okay. Fire discipline, hold until fired on. That's correct. Relocate when after receiving any fire this time. Movement, concealment. For now, well, roads. No concealment. We will stick to concealment. Carriers when empty, hide nearby. That's all correct. So let's apply it to this and later unit. Orders. Boom. Perfect. Is it perfect? It should be. Indeed, it is. Now, let's select our tank company HQ, which is not marked as HQ, by the way. Okay, it is what it is. Let's set SOP, hide and screen, yes, and let's edit it very quickly. Default SOP, acceptable loss is moderate. By the way, I was supposed to change that to minimal for my HQs. Maybe I should do it. Tactical initiative generous. Preferred standoff range. No, 8 hexes is too much. You will you will get 4 hexes only. You have to stay close to your units to minimize the penalty for the range from HQ. So preferably I would like to stay in that city, since our main focus during that scenario is basically the static defense, very static defense. We cannot let enemies pass the bridge. If that happens, they have huge and wide open road to simply demolish us. This is a perfect terrain for, especially for the tanks. Not for the infantry, but for the tanks it is. So if they manage to cross the Donau, they have just open field, massive plain to organize their tank companies and simply obliterate my troops. So the only way to success is to statically hold those positions and bring in engineers to demolish those bridges. So we'll find out how it will play out. So let's go back to SOP manager for tank HQ. Preferred standoff range 4. Hold until fired on. Correct. Relocate when after receiving any fire. Movement preference, that's all correct. So apply to this and later unit orders. Boom. We have one HQ left as far as I know, and that's the HQ for second company, which suffers terribly because of the range to our battalion HQ, but battalion HQ will get to Shambach in 23 minutes, so that penalty should be minimized. Right click, set SOP, HQ, hide at screen, proceed, boom. Now let's edit it. Preferred stand of range 8 hexes, we'll decrease it to how many hexes is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll decrease it to 4 hexes. Hold until fired on, yes, after receiving any fire. And rest looks good. Of course, I haven't done that for default. How lovely. So let's do that again. After receiving any fire, 4 hexes. All good. Acceptable loss is moderate. Let's switch it to minimal now. And let's also update that for other HQs. For tank HQ, it doesn't matter. That's a single unit, honestly. But why not? Minimal, please. Boom, boom. Let's go to anti-tank HQ, edit SOP, default. Where is it? Minimal, boom. Now our battalion HQ also. This is quite important, especially for the main HQ, which is battalion. Minimal, boom. And last, third company HQ. Let's edit it again. Default, acceptable losses, minimal, boom. Yeah, the third company is facing really mortal peril. Uh, of course, they are supported by single tank platoon, and they are consolidated quite nicely. The terrain is definitely favorable for defense. Uh, the thing is, well, also we have a lot of minefields which will stop enemies from crossing, and they should also suffer a lot of casualties because of that. Uh, but still, they will probably outnumber us, and our main issue is lack of ammunition. Enough of ammunition, because ammunition we have, but not as much as we would like to have. I'm just checking also SOPs. Maybe I could set up my guys somewhere else. Mm, no, okay, that looks okay. I think we can stick to those positions. Fair enough. They have reach here, and those are solid firing positions for them. But looks like they cannot see me here in that hex. Okay, those are good news. Okay, from that hex they can see, but I also can see that hex. So what about tank? Okay, tank platoon cannot see it. So that's the problem. That's the quite vulnerable spot for me. Okay, we will find out what will happen later. D Definitely, they have some good positions to attack, uh, but also I'm screening part of their possible approaches. So, uh, yeah, fingers crossed for my units. Now let's continue with SOPs. Now let's go to mechanized infantry platoons. I think. Yeah, let's go here. Let's select default SOP for now, and let's find, is it APC or IV? Stay and fight, screen and fight. Mm, let's select, I think martyrs are regarded as IFVs, which is infantry fighting vehicle, not armored personnel carrier. So we will select IFVs, unless we can get anti-tank ATGM, stay and fight. Huh. Okay, let's select anti-tank ATGM, stay and fight. Don't relocate. Engage at max range, no standoff range, high loss tolerance. Okay. Let's proceed, and let's see how it's designed default. Tactical initiative slide. Well, those are veteran force. Well, maybe this time slide. There is not so much space to maneuver actually. Also, I don't want them to go into the devil here because their line of sight will be extremely minimized, reduced. So I would prefer if they stay on those high grounds and providing as much firepower as possible. So yeah, I think I will stick to tactical initiative slide. Same applies to that southeastern defense line. There is no place to maneuver. Everything around those cities is towns is basically open field. So this is a terrible terrain for mechanized forces. I mean, for mechanized forces it could be okay, but for the infantry, this is absolutely garbage terrain. No cover, nothing at all. So yeah, tactical initiative slide. I think this is a good option actually. Acceptable losses, do or die. We'll go to substantial. Do or die is reserved for USSR forces, for bloody Russians. Preferred standoff range, that's correct. Zero hexes. Fire discipline maximum range, yes. Relocate when? I would love to see after running out of, for example, 80 GMs. That would be a huge, huge, huge thing. Absolutely. Because now I could select after all fire missions, but I have no clue how fire missions are designed. I think it's like they our unit sees the enemy. The fire missions are designed like they fire a couple of rounds if possible, and then after that they are relocating. I don't know how it's designed. I think I should take a look at manual. Maybe after all fire missions it means that they run out of 80 GMs and then they relocate. Maybe that's actually what I would like to see here. So I need to check that in manual. I believe there is information about that. So okay, for now we will select never. That should be the best option for now. Movement preference concealment, that's correct. Minefield contact doesn't matter. Passenger disembark doesn't matter. Carriers when empty. Hide nearby. No. Support passengers. That's a vital element of that unit. So yeah, support passengers. So probably selecting IFV's SOP would be better. Okay. And resupply trigger at 25%. I think if we run out of Milans, it will be around 40%. So maybe we should switch to 40. Let's find out. Resupply trigger at 45%. Readiness trigger recover 4 minutes. Readiness trigger is at 25%. Okay. I'm wondering also how it affects the readiness. If I want to recover ammunition to 100%, will it also include that readiness, which usually prolongs the time which is required for rest and resupply order? And when you do that manually, that's the case. So I don't know. Okay, let's keep that for now. Uh, Maybe we will finally learn how ammunition is calculated. And we will of course apply to all units of same type. Indeed. Boom, proceed. Beautiful. And apply to this and later unit orders also, so yes, we can use the exactly same order as default one. And let's see, yeah, I'm just double checking whether everything is in place. I think it is. So we can close it and let's verify that. Let's jump to third platoon from the third company and hold. Ah, you see, we have to update it. Boom. So we can update it by going to SOP Manager, selecting default SOP for new orders, and then apply to this and later unit orders. And you can see that the hold order given by default is now updated with our changes. Also, we can do it, I think, differently. So let me select the first platoon, and we can select here screen, change to hold, apply, and now it, no, it doesn't use. Okay, let's switch to screen, let's apply. Now let's switch to hold and let's apply. This is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. Okay, so it doesn't work like that. Huh, funny. Okay, so let's switch to default, apply to this and later unit orders. I thought that if I switch between orders from hold to screen and so on, it will update it with default SOP, but mm, it takes the settings from the current order and it just changes the stance. So fair enough, it is what it is. Okay, so let's go to all of my mechanized infantry platoons and let's update. We have only two of them, fortunately. So that's the second company. Let's edit SOP, default, everything is correct. Apply to this and later in orders, hold. Now it's correct. Let's see now, second platoon from the second company. Also pay attention whether you open the correct one, because sometimes it happens that you click on the unit and it opens the different counter. Unfortunately, I don't know why is that, but default SOP, of course. Apply to this and later unit orders. Let's verify. Hold. Yes, that's correct. Let's close it. And the third platoon from the second company. Edit SOP. Default. Apply to this and later unit orders. Verification. All correct. Okay, that's done. Now, another company, which is the fourth company, and that's our tank company. So let's select, well, okay, the third platoon, set SOP, tank, and stay and fight. Don't relocate, engage at max range, no standoff range, high loss tolerance. Let's proceed. Edit SOP, default, and now acceptable losses, substantial, no standoff range, fire discipline maximum range, relocate when never, boom boom boom, all correct. Resupply trigger 25%, we'll stick to that and we'll control it manually. Usually tanks don't run out of ammunition. It depends on the scenario, but for most those small scenarios they are rather able to survive without rest and resupply order. I think we've been playing one scenario where I had to do that. I don't remember the name of that scenario. But yeah, it happened. But again, for the 4 hour scenario, if enemies do not attack directly your tanks, usually we have enough ammunition for them. Today we will find out whether it's true or not. Okay, so rest looks good to me. Applying to this and later unit orders. Now verification, all good. So let's go to our tank platoons. Where is the other one? Not here. I think here's okay. There's a first platoon default. Apply to this and later unit orders. Oh no, I haven't done. Okay, let's go back to the third platoon. Edit SOP. Let's select default one, apply to all units of same type. Let's exclude HQ. Good, proceed. Now it should be done as I wish to. Let's find first platoon, edit SOP, default, yes, apply to this and later unit orders. Now it's correct. Okay, good. Where is the other tank platoon? Here it is. There is a second platoon from the fourth company. Apply to this and later unit orders. Verification, correct. Let's close it. Okay, so that's all for tank platoons. Now, what's left? Our flag section and also anti-tank platoons. Okay. Those are anti-tank, so I guess we will select from anti-tank ATGM. Stay and fight, don't relocate, engage at max range, no stand-up range, high loss tolerance. Okay, let's go. Default SOP, do or die. Substantial, acceptable losses. I mean, maximum range, relocate, never. Everything is correct. What about ammunition? That's a good question. I don't know how SS11 is calculated, so let's use the default trigger and we'll control it during command cycles to find out how it's calculated roughly speaking. Okay, uh, and okay, looks good to me. So applied to all units of same type, only anti-tank platoons. That's correct, and of course applied to this and later unit orders. So the hold is also updated. By the way, everyone is using hold stance? I think so. Okay, that's great. Now, let's take second platoon. We have to update the hold order. So we switch to default, apply to this and later unit orders, and now hold. It's correct. Let's close it and let's find the last platoon, which is sitting here probably. And it is, that's the third platoon. Edit SOP, default, apply to this and later unit orders, hold, all correct. Boom, let's close it. You are using hold stance? Indeed you are. Okay, so who is left? I think only our flag section is left. So set SOP, air defense, some air defense, long range, and flag air defense, close range. Let's select some surface to air missile air defense. It's a long range, yeah, we will do it. Engage at max range, don't relocate, large standoff, avoid losses, prefer roads. Okay, let's find out how it looks like. Default, tactical initiative slight, acceptable losses moderate. Hmm, yeah. I'm slightly tempted to give them moderate tactical initiative, but actually I don't see a better place for them. Or actually, yeah, let's risk. Let's select moderate for now. Acceptable losses. Also moderate. Preferred standard range 10 hexes. Absolutely not. It doesn't make sense. 4 hexes at max. Let's calculate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. So 4 hexes standard range, fire discipline, maximum range, relocate when never. Here we could switch to after receiving direct fire. Let's do it. After receiving direct fire, yes, why not? Movement preference concealment, or maybe actually, let's go back to never. Movement preferences are correct. Passengers disembark, doesn't matter really. We have Gepard and Unimog is as utility vehicle or the carrier. Hide nearby, that's correct. Resupply triggers, we'll use the default ones for now. And apply to this and later unit orders. Okay, looks like that's it. We have also reinforcements. We could also set up SOPs for them. Can I do it? I cannot select from SOPs. So I could. Are you on map asset or off map asset? On call order off map. Okay, this is off map. Awesome. Hmm. What's your SOP? Tactical initiative slight, acceptable loss is substantial. I would rather say minimal. Preferred standoff range doesn't really matter because it's an off-map asset. Fire discipline. Where are you located? 5 kilometers west of map, so somewhere here to the left. Uh, West of Straubing Ost. Okay, we'll give you maximum range. Why not? Relocate when after taking any losses. Or maybe, yeah, why not? Mm, and rest doesn't really matter, I guess. Support passengers? No, hide nearby. It doesn't make sense. Support passengers. Okay. Also, passengers disembark and range 0 from end of path, but looks like it doesn't apply. Hmm. What about the other stuff? No, that's all correct. So apply to this and later unit orders. Well, that's the on-call. We probably won't change it, so unless they move somewhere. Oh. Acceptable loss is minimal, no standard range. Maximum range for fire discipline, relocate when after taking any losses, correct. Boom, carries when empty, hide nearby. Okay, and now it's good. Yeah, okay, so that's the off-map asset. So it will be not placed on the map. That's okay. Maybe it's even better. I don't know how counter battery fire affects that. I think they can still counter battery them. And we have also engineers. Can we select SOPs for you? No, we cannot. So let's open manager. Let's switch to default SOP. Tactical initiative moderate. Acceptable losses substantial. Yes. Preferred standoff range. 1 hex of the enemy, which is 500 meters. Fire discipline. You are not supposed to even fire. You are supposed to demolish the bridge. So doesn't make. Hold until fired on. We'll select it. Relocate when? Never. So that's kind of do or die mission for them. A movement preference will select roads because we want to get as quickly as possible to that bridge. Passengers disembark and range 1 from end of path. Yes, we will. I think we'll stick to that because it's slightly too risky to drive the Unimog so close to the place where they should disembark. They have more chances to survive if they go on foot, I guess. And carriers when empty hide nearby. Why do you need to support passengers? Doesn't make any sense. And now apply to this and later unit orders, and of course apply to all units of same type. So for both engineers, squadron, teams, mm, they have hold for now, which is okay. Uh, okay. I think it looks good. We can close everything. We have almost 33 minutes on my timer, and I guess this is the right time to finish the video. And in the next episode, I guess we will finally start running command cycles and find out what Czechoslovakians prepared for us. So for today, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed and see you in the next one. Once again, thank you and goodbye.